the longest time the Jeep Wrangler has been considered the last word in off-roading, and there's very few names that I can think of that can match the Wrangler in terms of go anywhere abilities. Now the current generation Wrangler has impressed us to no end because it looks butch, it feels modern, and it yet continues to retain every quality that makes the Wrangler always stand out globally. And now for 2024, Jeep is bringing the updated Wrangler to India, and this is an SUV that promises to take that game forward. Now the list of updates that you can see visually is not a very long one, but these are updates that are significant in nature. It all starts with a new 7-slot grille. Well, the grille is not new, but it gets like a black finish which helps it distinguish from the outgoing version. The antenna for the radio now sits integrated into the windscreen, and interestingly the windscreen uses Gorilla Glass. Now this is an industry first, and it's something that's really going to help protect the windscreen from scratches when you're going off-road.
Jeep will continue to offer both the Unlimited and Rubicon versions of the Wrangler in India, but we only got to drive the updated Rubicon this time. The Rubicon has a few differences as compared to the Unlimited version and gets different bumpers, wheels, and of course those massive apocalypse-ready tires and higher ground clearance, helping it look more butch. The revised grille helps it look fresh, while the white color of our test vehicle helped it stand out further. But while the design changes are not too extensive, there's no denying the Wrangler Rubicon is a looker and gets you a lot of attention on the road with its design and size both. The Rubicon's party trick, of course, is that you can take the doors and roof off, and that's exactly how we drove it with just the safety doors.
There's a bunch of updates to the interiors as well, and like I mentioned, the idea is to help the Wrangler look and feel even more premium. So it's not just a hardcore off-roader anymore, it's a more premium feeling SUV.
One of the first things you'll notice is the bigger 12.3-inch touchscreen display for the infotainment system, which is a class act given its resolution, brightness and touch sensitivity. It isn't just bigger in size but is a huge step up from the previous screen, which adds to the cabin's premium quotient, along with the new finish on the dashboard that makes it even more durable and resistant to wear and tear when exposed to the elements. Jeep also claims to have lowered the NVH levels via noise cancellation to make for a quieter experience on the road, in keeping with its intent to have the Rubicon feel more premium.
Another big update for the interiors is the fact that both front seats are now 12-way electrically adjustable. You can still drive through water because the electric motor and the switches are completely sealed, and you can actually just hose them down after an off-roading session to clear all the muck.
This is not something we've seen before, and it also goes to show Jeep's commitment to bettering the Rubicon's equipment levels to help it feel more premium, while still being the hardcore off-roader it is known to be. To the same effect, you also get Napa leather seats now, along with a heated steering wheel and heated seats as well.
There's some big updates on the safety front as well. The biggest of them all is the inclusion of ADAS. Now this is a hardcore off-roader. You would have not imagined something like the Wrangler Rubicon getting ADAS, but it does get the technology now, and that's besides 6 airbags which will deploy even when you're not using the full doors like on this Rubicon.
ADAS functions include adaptive cruise control, forward collision warning with active braking and more. Wrangler also boasts enhanced equipment levels now, and this includes a 552-watt 9-speaker Alpine music system with a 12-channel amplifier, subwoofer and active noise cancellation that is exclusive to the Rubicon version. The new infotainment system packs in the latest version of Jeep's Uconnect system, which integrates offline navigation and supports wireless CarPlay and Android Auto connectivity as well, adding to the SUV's convenience quotient. Overall, the idea here is to peg the Wrangler Rubicon as more than just a hardcore off-roader, and the list of feature enhancements convey the same in heaps.
What has not changed as part of the update is the engine, and that means you still get the same 2-liter 4-cylinder turbocharged petrol engine that puts out 270 PS and 400 Newton meters. And we've always been surprised by how quickly the Rubicon can accelerate, because this is an off-roader. It weighs more than 2 tons but is capable of doing 0 to 100 kmph in just 8.1 seconds.
This is an engine that has always impressed us with its performance, refinement and responses. And the good news is that the engine feels as good as ever, offering smile-inducing performance while feeling extremely refined. The engine puts its power down via an 8-speed automatic gearbox, which sends it to all 4 wheels through a permanent 4-wheel drive system. So there is no dearth of performance at any given point of time, and in fact, the Wrangler surprises you with how quickly it accelerates despite its size and heft. And while people traditionally relate diesel engine powered SUVs to off-roading, the Wrangler Rubicon breaks that norm with its kind of performance, power delivery, and throttle responses.
Now when you talk about off-roading in an SUV like the Wrangler Rubicon, you're not limiting yourself to just driving on trails or climbing up mountains, because here, go anywhere literally means going anywhere, and you can actually drive this SUV through a river because the water wading height for the Wrangler Rubicon is 34 inches or 864 millimeters. Here's the proof.
With its kind of water fording abilities, crossing a river was a piece of cake for the Rubicon. In fact, the SUV has gotten even better at its game now, because there's so much off-road trickery that you could be exploring it all for days and still not be done. We also drove the SUV through some natural trails, drove over obstacles and through places where you would not even dare in anything but a hardcore off-roader, and the Rubicon took it all in its stride. That's thanks to stuff like the one-touch sway bar disconnect, off-road plus mode, and its locking differentials. I was also impressed by the hill descent control, as not only does it work flawlessly, freeing you from the need to use the throttle and brakes, but also lets you accelerate or decelerate using the drive selector lever in manual mode. Another important update for the Rubicon is the full float heavy-duty rear axle from Dana, which makes for a towing capacity of up to 5,000 pounds, which is nearly 2.5 tons, meaning you can pull any other SUV with it easily.
Quite the day and quite an experience it has been driving the Wrangler Rubicon the way it was meant to be driven, the way it was engineered to be driven. But we've never doubted its off-roading abilities, have we? So the highlight today is the fact that this updated Wrangler Rubicon feels even more premium, and in fact it feels more like a lifestyle luxury SUV now. And that's thanks to the inclusion and the addition of new features and the higher equipment levels. Of course, it commands a small premium over the outgoing version, but once you look at what this SUV is capable of, you don't really look at the price tag.